Top 4 worst vegetables that can damage your kidneys. What if I told you that some of the vegetables you eat to stay healthy could actually be hurting your kidneys every single day? You might be eating salads, soups, or boiled vegetables and thinking, I'm doing the right thing for my health. But if you feel tired often, your legs or face swell, or your doctor keeps warning you about potassium or kidney numbers, this might already be happening to you. The truth is, when kidneys are weak, they cannot handle certain vegetables very well. These foods can cause waste to build up in your blood, even if they look clean, green, and healthy on your plate. And many people don't realize this problem until their kidney damage gets worse. Stay until the end, because I'll break down the 4 vegetables that can quietly harm your kidneys. And I'll also show you a simple way to eat vegetables more safely without giving them up completely. Now let's get into the video. 1. Tomato. Tomatoes are very common in daily meals. Many people eat them without thinking twice. But if you have kidney problems, tomatoes can be more dangerous than you expect. The biggest issue with tomatoes is potassium. Healthy kidneys remove extra potassium from the blood. But when kidneys are weak, potassium can build up quickly. This condition is called hyperkalemia, and it can be very serious. High potassium can cause muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, and in severe cases, sudden heart problems. According to the National Kidney Foundation, people with chronic kidney disease are often advised to limit high potassium foods. Fresh tomatoes already contain a fair amount of potassium, but the real danger comes from concentrated tomato products. Tomato paste, sun-dried tomatoes, and tomato juice contain much higher potassium because the water is removed and everything becomes more concentrated. Tomatoes also contain oxalates. These compounds can bind with calcium and form kidney stones. For people who already have a history of calcium oxalate stones, tomatoes, especially the seeds, may increase the risk of new stones forming. When kidneys cannot clear these substances well, crystals can slowly build up and cause pain and blockage. Another problem is acidity. Tomatoes are naturally acidic. One important job of the kidneys is to keep the body's acid level balanced. In later stages of kidney disease, the kidneys struggle to do this. Eating too many acidic foods may worsen a condition called metabolic acidosis, which research shows can speed up kidney damage over time. Processed tomato foods bring even more risks. Canned sauces, soups, ketchup, and marinara often contain hidden sodium and sometimes phosphorus additives. Too much sodium causes the body to hold extra fluid, raising blood pressure and putting more stress on the kidneys. Added phosphorus is also harder for damaged kidneys to remove, according to Kidney Disease Improving Global Outcomes, KDIGO guidelines. Here are some common tomato-heavy meals that are especially risky. Pizza, especially frozen or delivery pizza, is a major problem. The sauce is made from concentrated tomato paste, packed with potassium. On top of that, pizza is very high in salt, and many processed meats contain phosphate additives. Canned pasta and jarred sauces may look simple, but 1 cup can contain extremely high potassium and sodium levels. For kidney patients, just 1 serving can take up a large part of the daily limit. Fast food burgers and fries often come with ketchup or barbecue sauce. These sauces are made from concentrated tomatoes mixed with salt and sugar. Most people use more than they realize, which adds extra stress on already weak kidneys. For people with kidney disease, tomatoes are not always bad, but how much and what form really matters, and many people are getting far more than their kidneys can safely handle. 2. Swiss chard. Swiss chard is often called a superfood. It's green, leafy, and full of nutrients. Many people add it to soups or smoothies because they believe it is very healthy. But for people with kidney problems, Swiss chard can actually be one of the most dangerous vegetables. The biggest problem with Swiss chard is oxalates. Swiss chard is extremely high in oxalates, much higher than most vegetables. Oxalates bind with calcium inside the kidneys and form calcium oxalate kidney stones, which are the most common type of kidney stones. According to kidney stone research published in Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology, people who are prone to stones are often advised to keep oxalate intake very low. Just half a cup of cooked Swiss chard can contain more than 900 milligrams of oxalates. For comparison, many doctors recommend staying under 100 milligrams per day for people with a history of kidney stones. This means one small serving can already be far too much. When kidneys are weak, they cannot remove oxalates efficiently. These compounds can form crystals inside the kidney tissue itself, causing inflammation and slowly damaging the kidneys over time. Swiss chard is also very high in potassium. 1 cup of cooked Swiss chard contains close to 1,000 milligrams of potassium. For someone on a renal diet, that may already be half of the daily limit. Like spinach, Swiss chard shrinks a lot when cooked, so it's easy to eat 2 or 3 servings without realizing it, and overload the kidneys with potassium in one meal. Another concern is vitamin K. Many kidney patients also have heart problems and take blood-thinning medications like warfarin. Swiss chard is extremely rich in vitamin K, which helps blood clot. Eating large amounts can interfere with these medications and increase the risk of dangerous blood clots or strokes, according to guidance from the American Heart Association. Finally, Swiss chard can absorb heavy metals from the soil. It is known as a hyperaccumulator, meaning it pulls minerals, and sometimes toxins, into its leaves. If the soil contains trace amounts of metals like cadmium or aluminum, these can build up in the body. Damaged kidneys struggle to remove heavy metals, which may increase long-term toxicity. Swiss chard may look healthy, but for kidney patients, it can quietly cause serious harm, especially when eaten often or in large portions. Before we continue, if this video is helping you understand your kidney health better, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos like this. And if you have any questions or something in this video sounds familiar to you, leave a comment below. I read them all. Also, I'm curious, where are you watching from and how old are you? Let me know in the comments. 3. Spinach. Spinach is often seen as one of the healthiest vegetables you can eat. People add it to salads, smoothies, and juices, especially when they want to clean their body. But for people with kidney disease or a history of kidney stones, spinach can be extremely risky. The biggest danger in spinach is oxalates. Spinach is one of the highest oxalate vegetables in the diet. When you eat spinach, oxalates bind with calcium. If your kidneys are not working well, these compounds move into the urinary system and form calcium oxalate kidney stones. The most common type of stone, studies published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases show that high oxalate foods are a major trigger for stone formation in vulnerable patients. For sensitive kidneys, even a small amount of spinach can sharply raise oxalate levels in the urine. In some medical cases, drinking large amounts of spinach, smoothies, or green juices has led to oxalate nephropathy, a serious condition where crystals block and damage the kidney's filtering units. This damage can be long-lasting and sometimes irreversible. Spinach is also very high in potassium. 1 cup of cooked spinach contains more than 800 milligrams of potassium. And for many people with chronic kidney disease, that is already close to half of their daily limit. When kidneys cannot remove excess potassium, it builds up in the blood and causes hyperkalemia, which can trigger irregular heartbeats or even sudden heart failure, according to the National Kidney Foundation. There is also a cooking trap with spinach. Raw spinach looks like a lot, but once cooked, it shrinks down to almost nothing. This makes it very easy to eat 2 or 3 servings at once without realizing it, and overload your body with potassium in a single meal. Spinach also contains natural nitrates. While nitrates are often linked to blood pressure benefits, processing them requires healthy kidneys. In advanced kidney disease, high nitrate intake may increase metabolic and oxidative stress inside kidney tissue, adding more strain to already damaged organs. Finally, spinach is extremely high in vitamin K. Many kidney patients take blood-thinning medications due to heart disease. A sudden increase in spinach intake can reduce the effectiveness of these drugs, raising the risk of dangerous blood clots or strokes, as noted by the American Heart Association. Spinach may look like a perfect health food, but for people with kidney problems, it can quietly cause serious and lasting damage, especially when eaten often or in large amounts. 4. Beet greens. Here's something most people don't expect. When you buy beets, many people throw the leaves away. Others do the opposite. They keep the leaves because they believe they are even healthier than the beetroot. And that's where the danger starts. For people with kidney disease or kidney stones, Beet greens can be far more harmful than the beet itself. Beet greens are loaded with oxalates, so much that even small amounts can overwhelm weak kidneys. When oxalates enter the body, they combine with calcium and move into the urinary system. Over time, they form hard crystals known as calcium oxalate stones. Doctors and kidney specialists have long warned that beet greens are one of the strongest oxalate sources in the diet, even higher than spinach in many cases. The risk becomes much worse when beet greens are blended. Green juices and smoothies remove fiber and concentrate oxalates into one glass. There have been documented medical cases where heavy intake of beet green smoothies caused oxalate nephropathy, a condition where crystals clog the kidney's tiny filters and trigger sudden kidney injury. Potassium is another serious concern. 1 cup of cooked beet greens contains over 1,300 milligrams of potassium. And that's more than most fruits and vegetables people are warned about. For someone on a renal diet, that single serving can nearly reach the entire daily limit. When potassium builds up in the blood, it doesn't just affect the kidneys. It can disrupt heart rhythm and become life-threatening. Beet greens also work against your body in a quieter way. Oxalates block calcium absorption in the gut. This means less calcium reaches your bones, while more oxalate reaches your kidneys. For people with chronic kidney disease, who already struggle with bone weakness, this creates a double problem. And finally, beet greens are extremely high in vitamin K. If you are taking blood thinners for heart disease or stroke prevention, large amounts of beet greens can reduce how well those medications work. This raises the risk of blood clots, a dangerous situation for kidney patients with fragile blood vessels. Beet greens are often praised as a waste-free or super healthy food. But for kidneys that are already struggling, they can quietly push the damage much further, especially when consumed raw, blended, or eaten often. Now here's the good news. You don't have to stop eating vegetables forever, but you do need to change how you cook them. For vegetables that are high in potassium or oxalates, like the ones we just talked about, the goal is simple. Pull the harmful stuff out before it reaches your kidneys. And the safest way to do that is a method many kidney doctors recommend called leaching, or what people often call double boiling. Think of it like washing out the danger. The double boil method to lower potassium. This method works especially well for vegetables like potatoes, carrots, beets, and other root vegetables. Research shows it can remove 50% to even 75% of potassium. First, peel the vegetable and slice it thin. Thin slices matter because the more surface area you create, the more potassium can escape into the water. Next, put the slices into a large pot of water. Use a lot of water, much more water than vegetables. Bring it to a boil and cook for about 5 minutes. Then comes the most important step. Throw that water away. Do not save it for soup. Do not reuse it. That water now contains the potassium you're trying to avoid. After that, add fresh water and boil the vegetables again until they are soft. This second boil is what makes the big difference for kidney safety. Boiling versus steaming for oxalates. If you're eating leafy greens like spinach or Swiss chard, how you cook them matters more than you think. Steaming may sound healthy, but for kidney health, it's actually a bad idea. Steaming keeps most oxalates trapped inside the leaves. Boiling is safer. Boiling leafy greens for at least 10 minutes allows oxalates to leak out into the water. Studies show boiling can reduce oxalates by 30% up to nearly 90%, depending on the vegetable. After boiling, squeeze out the excess water and throw the liquid away immediately. That liquid is basically concentrated oxalates. You don't want it anywhere near your plate. Change the base of your meals. Another smart move is to stop fighting the worst vegetables and simply swap them out. Instead of spinach, try kale or arugula. Instead of Swiss chard, use cabbage or green beans. And instead of tomato-based sauces, roasted red bell peppers blended into a sauce can give you a similar taste with far less risk for your kidneys. These vegetables are naturally lower in potassium and oxalates, which means less stress on your kidneys from the start. Portion size still matters. Even after leaching, vegetables still contain some potassium. A simple rule many kidney dietitians suggest is this: keep high-risk vegetables to about half a cup and eat them occasionally, not at every meal. Vegetables should support your kidneys, not quietly work against them. At the end of the day, vegetables are not the enemy. But when it comes to kidney health, not all vegetables are safe, and how you prepare them matters more than most people realize. Today, you learned about 4 vegetables that can quietly damage your kidneys: tomatoes, Swiss chard, spinach, and beet greens. They may look healthy, but they are often high in potassium, oxalates, or other compounds that weak kidneys struggle to handle. You also learn that you don't have to give up vegetables completely. By choosing safer options, watching your portion sizes, and using simple cooking methods like double boiling, you can still enjoy vegetables without putting extra stress on your kidneys. Small changes in your daily meals can make a big difference over time. If this video was helpful, subscribe to the channel for more simple, clear kidney health tips. Give this video a like so more people can see it. And if you have any questions or want to share your own experience, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Take care of your kidneys, and I'll see you in the next video.